You mentioned the Bills' struggles offensively. Josh Allen, the turnover issues, especially in the red zone. I remember after the loss to the Vikings, Patrick Peterson telling me how film study had allowed them to pick up on the tendencies, the habits, the things Josh Allen does when he breaks out of the pocket down in that confined space where you don't have to worry about somebody getting behind you. That's the thing about red zone defense. You don't have to worry about anyone getting behind you when everyone is compressed in that relatively small package, and that takes away one of Josh Allen's biggest strengths, which is just to fire a missile past everyone over their heads and down the field. So how concerned should we be about these turnovers we've been seeing from Josh Allen in the red zone, Chris?
I'm not terribly concerned. I think, one, just because of the guy, the human being, right? I mean, Mike, enough too, where he's smart. He understands that he's, causing some issues for the football team, and he's going to make those corrections. And I think some of those are correctable. Some of those were like, I don't think he saw the guy against the Jets. The Packers one was like late in the game, and honestly think he was trying to throw it away. So he's had a few brain farts, for lack of a better way to say it. And it's kind of shocking because Josh Allen, for the longest time, never turned the ball over in the red zone. That was one of the best things he did. So that's where we're not used to seeing it. But, again, I think the other thing that's a part of this conversation, Mike, is just how much they put on Josh Allen anyways. And you got to expect some mistakes at some point, and especially when it's a guy who, a little off rhythm, and then also not being able to practice very much the last few weeks because he's dealing with an elbow issue and the UCL ligament and all that from the Jets game. So I think when you add all that together, that's why you've seen some moments of, the offense looking a little stale, him maybe missing a throw that we're not used to seeing, and then them being in some moments where he tries to do too much. And I think that's really the issue at hand. And then I'll add this on top of it, Mike. I do think people have caught on to Ken Dorsey's offense a little as well. So I think when you put all that together, it's led to some underwhelming moments. But damn, he's still one of the best players in football, and they're still one of the most dangerous offenses in football.
I mean, we're not making excuses for him over the elbow issue, but the reality is if you take even a hair off of that fastball, it gives a defensive back an opportunity to get to it. And on the second interception from that Vikings game, when I see that, it's like, who was he even throwing it to? It just was off.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I mean, he would have really had to thread a needle to get to Gabe Davis in that play, but it looked like he was meaning to throw it to Patrick Peterson based on where the ball came in and where Peterson was. So the elbow, even though he's played through it, it was a painful-looking injury at the time it happened against the Jets. And it's amazing he's been able to continue to play with it and throw the ball the way he does, but it doesn't take much to disrupt that high-end elite passing skill.
Right. And I think, honestly, a little bit because we're spoiled by guys like him or Mahomes or whatever, and we just expect them to always be magical and awesome no matter what. I feel like it kind of has been like swept under the radar, swept under the rug a little there, where it's just like, hey, he didn't practice this week and his throwing elbows really hurt, but it's okay. We expect him to go out there and throw for 350 and 4 touchdowns and have a quarterback rating of 150. Like, what? No. That's the thing, Mike. You're right. You lose the fastball a few miles per hour there. That affects you. And then, as you know, too, and anybody that's played sports or has a feel for throwing a football, when you don't get to throw the ball all week, you do lose feel of like, oh, wait, when I throw the ball down the middle and want that little touch, it's just that little muscle memory that gets lost within the lack of reps and repetition throughout the week. So there is going to be some rustiness there, but he better not be rusty tonight. And hopefully, we haven't heard much about it because I do think we're going to see a defense and a team that's on a mission tonight with New England. Their backs are against the wall. The defense played like crap last week, and he better be on his A game. Because I expect New England to put on a really good showing on that side of the ball.
Well, this is a 2-game swing in the AFC East, which is packed together with the Dolphins and the Bills at 8-3, the Patriots in fourth place at 6-5. What a difference if they pull off this win and get to 7-5 and drop the Bills to 8-4. Josh Allen did have 78 yards rushing last Thursday against the Lions, and I think that there will be a temptation in these more important games to unleash him a little bit more, throw caution to the wind a little bit, and take advantage of his running ability, especially against a defense that historically, as you mentioned earlier, has had issues with running quarterbacks. And it's enough to keep the defense on its heels if they're concerned about Josh Allen pulling the ball down and taking off. And I still think they're more judicious with him running because they understand the more he runs, the greater the chance he gets injured. But this is a pretty important game. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.